it was hair raising this game, and I was actually going to go on a bike ride or something like that, as it's Easter Monday today, whatever it's called. And so I was actually going to go on a bike ride or do something else. But then I played one game of chess, and one game of chess only. And here it came. It was against, again, a Fide Master that I've already beaten 1 out of 1. Oh dear. And so what happened was, and the tournament's still going, you can still see the tournament clock is going. So I played this Fide Master again. I can't pull out. I can't let him not have his revenge on me. So it's 1-0 to me. And at the very end, I had 1.4 seconds left, or 1.2 seconds left. And by the way, here's my mascot. He is my mascot. What's your name now? Oh, I don't know, Dave. Oh, sorry, you got no name, have you? Okay, so he's my mascot. This is my mascot for this chess channel. Hope you like Kiwi Kia, because I got told he was a Kia by someone at the Canterbury Chess Club, who happens to be someone high up in office there. I won't say who. But anyway, I was told it's a Kia, and I was saying something else. I was calling it, can't say it's a Kiwi, because it can't fly, can it? This can't fly. Can you fly? Yeah, you can. Okay. So anyway, on with the game. So I'm having some really good chess, but this one was hair raising, I tell you, at least. So here goes. Here comes the game. Yay, yay. I could turn my face off if you like. Might be a good idea too. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look at this game. E3, of course, D6. What do we do? Panic. Oh dear. Now, what would you play now on move 9 for white? Because I'm sitting there going, well, I could play King H1, couldn't I? I could play King H1. I could play Bishop D2. I could play B3 and Bishop B2. I could play H3, preventing knight G4. Or something else. So I actually had 1.5 seconds left. 1.5 seconds left to finish this game. So thank you very much to the one that I believe in. A4. I played A4 on move 9. Now this is probably going to get out of the books, isn't it? This is probably going to get out of the book. So I played A4 with the idea of A5, A6. So I keep on with my struggle. A5, I go one more step further into black's camp with A5 now. And it's sort of got a wee threat in the tail of it. So it threatens, of course, A6. And then the bishop can't go to C6 because of the obvious D5 winning a piece against the Fide Master. So my opponent now plays E5. Fair enough. They say that when you're attacked, sort of with inverted commas around the word attacked, when you're attacked on the flank, thrust in the centre, operate in the centre, just like Alekhine. So E5, but it will not stop my move because A6 threatens AB7, which is quite nice. And I like it that black has to go back to C8. So now at move 12, I play the move that I mentioned before. Prophylactic move is King H1. So that there's no nasty checks later on with a dark squared bishop or a queen or something like that. But it does weaken the square a wee bit, as then black can look at the square. But anyway, I'm very happy with this game. And I'm very, very happy with the game that I played against the bullet rated player, Fide Master from Greece, who we have been in conversation with. And he said to me, because he's 2791 for bullet on lead chess. 2791. That's the video just before this one. I might point to it in my sort of my thing in my end screen. But anyway, he said to me in text, I can prove it if it's worth anything. I'm going to try to finish this game before the 3 minutes is up, but I might go over. He said to me, it was the first game he played in the marathon, and he didn't expect to lose round one to a 2100 player, and so that's why he thought I was cheating. No one will ever know. So e4. Now we've reached a French defense with a pawn on a3 for black reversed colors. I've got the pawn on a6, of course. So now we reach a French defense because, namely, black has played e5, and so that became a French defense by transposition. So anyway, 2 minutes to go till the end of this game. 91. Now the queen is quite sticky, isn't she? She's sort of having trouble with scope because the position is quite tight for black to maneuver their queen around. So they play knight b8, he does, the Fide Master. f5, but of course an attacking move. Now I've got two pawns on the other side of the board in my opponent's camp. That f5 pawn is like, for me, is like the f4 pawn, and the a6 pawn is like my a3 pawn. So g5, a move that doesn't take much encouragement for me to play because it wins a pawn. And bc4. So I want to keep this, dc4, I want to keep this, I want to keep it sort of very, I don't want to give any sort of like moves away here for black. Bishop a6. But then that came. I went, what was that just got taken? So that was a bit of a surprise, I must admit. And really, there's no way for me to defend the c4 pawn either, really, without losing my rook or the pawn or something like that. There's no way for me to protect it other than queen e2, which I'm not interested in, so I keep on going f6. Here came the move I think was a mistake. I think that, to be fair, black would regret this move, is bishop c4. Well, anyone can tell I'm going to take the bishop on g7 and bishop f1. I'm probably going to go over time, by the way, so I'll try to keep it not too long. Rook f1, which ties the queen down to this defense of queen f7 checkmate for white. So I tried to generate something. Also, you will notice that this knight is possibly going to be able to fork the queen with the royal fork and also threaten queen h7 checkmate. So I'm just going to do anything I can, including almost lose on time, to get to that position. So c5. And notice that these two things here, these two things here are not present at all in this game. So with that said, I cannot play knight d5. I'd like to. Don't worry about that. I'd really like to play knight d5 because just queen takes and the queen is still defending f7 point. Okay. So, rook f6. It's the only piece I got left. What am I actually threatening here? Okay. What I'm threatening here is kind of rook f6 to h6. Rook h6. And it looks pretty good, although black can defend with queen f5. So knight c6, and then I go rook h6, queen f5. Now, what's the sort of move you're going to play now? So here I played, because I'm threatened with, of course, queen f1 checkmate. Oh no. So I go queen h3, which offers a queen swap, and I don't think it's advisable for white to lose the g5 pawn, as rook takes c6 will maybe occur. Or something else, but probably, or else rook h7 check soon. Rook h7 is looking quite good. So queen h3, the queens are off, and I have so many seconds left comparative to my opponent. Rook h3, rook a d8, and I'm going panic. I'm not joking, I'm panicking. d5. Now this is, of course, hoping for knight to e5 or knight to e7, as knight e4 will look quite good. Although knight e7 might be a wee bit better, because then black can capture on d5. Knight a5. Oh no. So what next? What next? What would you play next? Is I played here because my bishop's getting a little bit tangy. Bishop c1, and here we have a6. So black is building up their pawn storm. These are all, by the way, 3 passed pawns. They're all 3 connected passed pawns. So white has to be very, very careful of that. So of course I have to nibble away at the other things on the board, which is namely rook h4, knight b3. This threatens, of course, my bishop. But now my bishop goes to a better place than where it wanted to before, because if it had gone to bishop b2 before, I would have probably just met knight c4 with I don't know what to do next. So knight b3, now the bishop goes to b2. But all these pawns, look, so knight e4. I think that now black's pretty shot. But black's a Fide Master. They don't give up easy. f5. Knight f6 check. King f7, rook h7. And now black plays rook g8. They're holding on tight to their lost dreams. Hold on tight to your dream. Bishop e5. A move to place the bishop in a better place, but it's very, very hard to play this with no time left. King g6. Okay, h4, rook g7. I can actually play h5 here, or something like this. But rook g7, I tried to keep it simple. King g7, but it wasn't very hard for me to be easy about this, because it was really hard. I mean, but king g7, h5. Now comes just king g7, getting to f7. I mean, getting out of the way of the checks. But I play g6 anyway, and black is getting short of time as well, but not as much as me, with 14 seconds at the end. King e7, h6. rook d6, and I was going, what do I do? Rook d6, bishop d6. And then my opponent goes king f6, but of course, g7, knight d2, the only lonely knighthood on the planet, g8, queen, and can you see checkmate after knight f3? Knight f3, what do you play? Because there's no, there's no checks, and I've actually lost to a check in the New Zealand Lightning Championships a long time ago. So knight f3, we've got queen g7, checkmate. I was actually glad that it was checkmate because I was going, it was like that. So I'm very happy with that. Thank you to my opponent, who is who's not showing where they're from, what country. But thank you to my opponent. I'll just see if I can have a look. I can't. So anyway, I'm over it and out. And thank you very much for watching me today. And bye from Kiwi Kia. Hey.
Oh, okay, Dave. I'm out of here.
Okay, bye.